a strict set list, or if you're hearing the crowd wants to hear, if it goes a certain way?
Yeah, I just, a lot of time, I mean, we have a set list right now, but a lot of time I'll just go somewhere else, and people are wondering what's happening, based on, where I'm going. Like, my sound engineers and people are like, okay, where's he going now sometimes, but, we sort of have a structure, and then we go here and there. Some people yell stuff out, and I'll hear it and play it.
Well, you'll hear me tonight saying, "Let me be, let me be."
I'll play that.
Thank you. Today's my birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Finally, just to wrap up, I wanted to talk a little bit about your activism. You have the reputation as being a very green artist, a great Australian activist, advocating for Indigenous rights and environmental responsibility. Can you tell me a little bit about that? How you got into that? Why is it so important?
My music's a reflection of how I feel on my journey. I love this earth. I grew up living on the coast. I surfed all the time. I spent a lot of my time in the bush, camping, sitting by fires, drawing inspiration from the beautiful place that I'm from, the spirit of that land. Traveling around, my most fascinating things to see is I might be in a city, but I'll see a big old tree somewhere in a park, and that'll be the best thing I saw for the day. I mean, it's just where my interests lie. I love the aesthetic qualities of this great big gift that this earth is. Puzzles me that we're such maggots, as human beings. It's sad, and it's hard to avoid. I mean, in the music industry, it's the same way. It's impossible without a huge budget, and even so, when you got a huge budget and you're touring at that level, it's so much more waste and so much crap that goes into putting on shows. I have a hard time with that. Because, my wife and I live in a sustainable home back in Australia. It's a worm farm sewage system, it's all solar, it's earth, straw bale construction. And we try and minimise our footprint. I've always been able to, as a kid, pretty basic. Out on the road, it's like the opposite. And we're constantly looking at ways of reducing.
I have heard about concerts being done on energy power, like people going to shows and actually volunteering to ride bikes to power
I'm doing
all
a show
of
like
that
that
stuff.
coming up soon.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
It's
great.
great.
Great to see. It makes you feel better as an artist. Because you feel great. You're up there with your sound, your whole thing, but you're drawing a lot of energy to make that sound.
Yeah.
So basically, my music is a reflection of how I feel on my journey. There's a lot of stuff about the earth and preservation of earth and Indigenous rights. I mean, for me, my country is Aboriginal culture, the spirit of that land. The Aboriginal way is what reflects my country for me. There's nothing else that reflects my country more. And I care and cherish that culture, and would like to see it more respect paid to it. So all these things come through my music, and it's just a reflection of me. But I'm very lucky because I have the opportunity to connect with a lot of activists, and I'm too busy in my world doing what I do to be what I would term an activist. Would be different to me, because they're people that are dedicating themselves to their whole lives to doing tree sits in old growth forests, or to out on boats in the middle of Antarctica trying to stop Japanese whaling ships, etc., 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 feeding hungry children, doing the things that we hear about. And those people, for me, are my inspiration. That's what I have never been able to achieve. I do this, and I get all this. I get my ego fed. I get a pat on the back all the time for doing what I do because it's so public. But compared to those people, I do nothing. And I'm so inspired by those people. Well,
if anything, you give those people a voice.
Well, it's interesting because that's what I have this conversation with activists all the time. And through my music we connect, and I'll try and support causes. They say, yeah, but we need you because you're our voice. We don't have a voice.
Yeah.
Anyone else. So that feels nice, but I think it's nice to be inspired all the time and to want to do more, because I think it makes you want to, it makes you. If I was to sit back and go, oh yeah, I'm the world's greatest activist, I wouldn't be.
But even the littlest things can help.
Yeah, I think anyone doing what they can at this point for the preservation of this earth, for our future generations, is very important, because it's a greater gift than we could ever imagine as human beings, and it's not up to us how long we're here. And but what we can do in respect for human spirit and for the gift that we're being given for our future generations is try and give them a chance to enjoy it too.
Well, finally, just to wrap up, if you could give any piece of advice to your fans who may be watching this video, what would you tell them?
I would say that on our journeys we always have spirits that guide us, and elements and reasons for things happening the right way, and those feelings that we have deep down in our heart and deep down inside us are usually the right way to go on our journeys. We have this thing called a mind. We have a brain that's real. We have a heart that's real, tissue, it's pumping away. But what is a mind? It's nothing. It's chemical makeup of all of our experience, both good and toxic. And the thing that puzzles me a lot is a lot of human beings live their whole lives from their mind, and our mind can confuse so many things, and the right answers and the right paths are always there in our heart. They're always there. They can't be wrong. They're always there. But our minds, for the sake of other people, and the ifs and the buts and the whats, and the always stop where we're meant to go, or hinder where we're meant to go, or hold it off for years and years, or months and months, or days and days. But if we have the power to shut this off and listen from here, then the dots should connect.